Hey guys, this is KRX50 back with another review. This time, as per a request by Detective Sneaky C, I'll be reviewing the Delta Enforcer from Power Rangers SPD. This is the weapon used by the Beast Squad SPD Rangers while in SWAT mode. It includes a few parts: the Delta Enforcer, 3 cards, and 3 attachments. For those unfamiliar with the term SWAT, is a police acronym for Special Weapons and Tactics. It is a special division of the real-world police used when the situation gets too intense for regular police to handle. Say with things like bombings or other extremely dangerous situations that regular police cannot handle with their weapons and capabilities. And those carry over into Deca Ranger and SPD. And so it has this as their main weapon. So let's take a look at the Enforcer itself. It's a long blaster with a grip and double barrels, one of which has a little port opening, which I'll explain later, and this part can be pulled back, which I'll also explain. Has a little turbine area, which is where the sound comes from. As per standard, it has a Power Ranger sticker written there. Also has SPD written there, and the SPD emblem badge right there. Turning it around to the back, we see it's basically the same. The 3 cards it includes are 3 special cards: Lightning, Laser, and Capture, each of which activates a special mode for the blaster. Also, it comes with 3 attachments for each of them, which can go inside that cross-shaped opening in the front. And first of all, I want to note this thing's size. For a Power Rangers or, a toy weapon of any kind, this is actually fairly large, and if you hold it with one hand, it looks pretty ridiculous. So you want to hold it with 2 hands, with one right under here, so that way you also have access to this feature. And it's really the kind of thing that makes you feel large and in charge. And it really is something that's unexpected to have something of this size. Even though this is a different mold from the G Revolver from Tokusou Sentai Deca Ranger. So, the cards have this feature. First, to load them in, you lift up this part. It's got 3 buttons to lift up 3 different slots. Lifting up the first one, you put in the Lightning card. Make sure that it's backwards with the SPD badge facing forward. Second, you put in the Laser card. And make sure you fit the sides of the cards into these grooves so that it stays in place. Well, it's is a little hard if you're putting them in from front to back. And third is the Capture card. Then close up, and here we have the switch, which has off, try me, and on, which basically means that this thing was packaged in a way so that you could try out the sounds before you bought it. I'll just skip over the try me sounds and go to the real thing. Has no startup sound. And so, here, by pulling the trigger, you get the basic blaster sound. And you get 3 lights here that light up with each pull of the trigger. For the special features, this thing has a card scanning gimmick, which uses this slot right here. For that, you press one of the buttons, remove the card, and then scan it through. Then place back in the card, close it up. Then you put on an attachment. using the opening, and you can pull the trigger to get a new sound. And you get 10 shots with that, similarly to the Equalizer, though it gives you 5 little clicks to show you that you've run out. Then this thing you use to release the attachment. And for the next one, and you gotta make sure you have the card in the slot. The next attachment. Then the third one. Well, alternately, you could scan it backwards. And the third one. Now here's the thing about the card scanning gimmick. It's not a true card scanner. There's just a little switch that's hit whenever you slide a card through there that will activate a different sound depending on which of the 3 card slots is raised up. For an example, I'll just take this. Actually, no. Do this. And you get the sound for this one. Another trick is that if you would, hold on. Now you got this, see? Now another trick is that if you swipe the card while this thing is closed, it goes back to the regular blaster sound. So if you want to say switch to another card, you just, well, if you just wanted to switch it back to the regular sounds, you just do that. Interestingly enough, the card scanning function has is used differently in the show, wherein they have containment cards that basically use a containment blast to capture the enemies. And so that's basically equivalent to this card. You get that. And an interesting thing to note is that each of the 3 cards gives you a different light pattern. So you really gotta keep it in there so that you properly scan the card. If you have it in it, if you swipe it too fast, like that, it won't read the card. You have to do that. And for storage, you can attach the 3 with these ports on the sides. Like so. So overall, the Delta Enforcer is a great toy, a nice power-up item, and overall recommended to SPD fans and Deca Ranger fans. So please rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And for now, this is KRX50. riding off.